Looking ahead to some of our top stories of this 6:30 half hour, Travis Decker, the Washington State man accused of killing his 3 daughters, has now been pronounced dead. The details of this story are coming up. And in Bozeman, new guidelines have been provided to help the city develop as it continues to grow. Alex McCollum will explain.
And this morning, we're taking a live look at a Red Lodge. We've got those nice clear skies off into the distance. Earlier this week, we were tracking some light snow there in the mountains, but not expected to see that over the weekend. Those details coming up.
Wake up, you gotta rise with the sun. And here it comes, it's time to make the best of what you got to give. It's all about rising, and I wanna be there.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Alongside Chief Meteorologist Tracy Smith, my name is John Martin. We were kind of talking about it in between shows here, taking our dogs on WALKs. Gosh, I mean, by the time we're home 9, 10 o'clock in the morning,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you, but like my entire neighborhood is out just enjoying this weather. The dogs are getting out there. They're getting extended W's. It's a lovely time of year.
Yeah, we have a lot of people walking on the walk path past our neighborhood. And I think we even just got a new crosswalk in front of our path. So that was new and exciting to wake up to this morning. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, no, I got a bit of a, I'm not trying to body shame her. I got a little bit of a thick dog trying to take that waddle to a wiggle. And so we're getting extra time outside today. So it's been just so lovely. As we're moving into this Thursday, the sun coming up, what can people expect weather-wise? Well,
so far we're waking up with temperatures a little on the cool side, mostly 40s and 50s, but there are a couple pockets of 30s off into the west. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at some of those details. Right now you're looking at 38 degrees out of Kalispell as well as Bozeman. A little bit more into the mid-30s, of course, out of Butte. Otherwise, mid-40s out of Missoula going into Dillon, upper 40s out of Helena. You can see those 40s kind of moving into central eastern areas as well, with mid-50s there out of Billings, upper 50s out of Cody, and low to mid-50s out of Glasgow and Glendive. Now, taking that closer look at your satellite and radar, we're looking at very quiet conditions. I mean, we're not even tracking clouds right now. Things are very clear across the entire state, and that is going to hold throughout much of the day today. We do have a couple passing dry cold fronts, so that might kick up the winds across the state, but otherwise things are going to be staying relatively dry, maybe a slight opportunity for a couple of sprinkles across the high line as we move late tonight going into your Friday morning. Here's a closer look at your futurecast wind gusts. We are expected to see those winds increasing from the southeast as well as the southwest, kind of converging there at a central Montana. Some of our wind gusts can get around 15 to maybe even 30 miles per hour. As we move forward throughout the day, you're going to notice that temperatures are overall very warm for this time of year. Usually our average is going to be in the mid 60s to low 70s, and our temperatures today are well into the upper 70s to even upper 80s. And of course, we've got that cool down arriving and more into tomorrow, and we'll take a closer look at some of those daytime highs in just a bit.
We look forward to that. Tracy, thank you very much. And our crime tracker now, a shooting in Billings on Wednesday afternoon led to one person being taken to the hospital. According to the Billings Police Department, that shooting happened in the 200 block of South 27th Street just before 5 p.m. At the scene, officers found one victim with non-life-threatening gunshot wounds. The victim was said to be uncooperative and was taken to a hospital for medical treatment. There has been no word of any arrest yet. That investigation, of course, remains ongoing. Other crime news coming out of Billings. Police are also in
custody after a robbery here
at Rimrock Mall. Rachel Kindred brings us the details.
Police say they do have a suspect in custody after a robbery here at the Rimrock Mall on Tuesday evening.
Police were called to the mall around 6 p.m. after a report of a man and a woman approaching the cash registers at one of the stores. The man allegedly pulled a knife and threatened the employees, and both suspects fled in opposite directions. Police were later able to catch up with the man, identified as 30-year-old Cameron Watson of Billings. Police say Watson led them on a high-speed chase down 32nd Street West, crashing through a fence at the Peter Yegan Golf Club and driving through multiple yards. After police stopped the vehicle, they say he refused to get out, so they released one of their canines to take him into custody. Watson was taken to the hospital for evaluation and is facing 11 charges, including robbery, fleeing, criminal endangerment, and resisting arrest. Billings police tell me they have identified the female involved, but at this time she is not facing charges.
Now, meanwhile, I spoke to a representative at the Yegan Golf Club, and they said the damage to the fence was minimal and there's no damage to the course, so operations are running on just as normal. In Billings, Rachel Kindred, NonStop Local.
Well, Rachel, thank you very much. Looking beyond the big sky now, one detainee is dead. 2 more are in serious condition following a shooting at a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement field office in Dallas. The FBI is investigating the deadly incident as an act of targeted violence. Ivan Rodriguez reports.
Outside a Dallas ICE facility, multiple gunshots rang out Wednesday morning as a woman waited in her car for her mom to finish an immigration appointment. The Department of Homeland Security says a, quote, sniper identified by sources as 29-year-old Joshua Jan fired at the ICE facility from a nearby rooftop, shooting 3 detainees, then himself.
No law enforcement was injured.
Officials have given little information about a possible motive, yet Vice President J.D. Vance blamed inflammatory rhetoric from Democratic leaders and the media.
An Immigration and Customs Enforcement facility was opened fire upon by a violent left-wing extremist, a person who wrote anti-ICE messaging on their bullets, and there's some evidence that we have that's not yet public, but we know this person was politically motivated.
Republican Senator Ted Cruz called for an end to political violence.
To every politician who is using rhetoric demonizing ICE and demonizing CBP, stop.
This shooting was at least the 4th instance of violence or threat at an ICE or Customs and Border Protection facility in Texas this year. One of those instances was a bomb threat in August at the same facility where Wednesday's shooting took place.
We're a country and a city that needs prayer.
In Dallas, Texas, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
In continuing coverage now, the United States Marshals Service has filed a motion to dismiss the case against a Washington state man accused of murdering his 3 daughters. Federal law enforcement have now declared Travis Decker dead after human remains were found last week on a mountain in Washington state. The remains were found with personal items believed to have belonged to Decker. However, local authorities are waiting on results from the state's crime lab to confirm a DNA match. Decker is the 32-year-old father who had been a suspect after reporting his daughters missing on May the 30th. The manhunt for Decker was the largest in our country's recent history. Well, back at home now, we're continuing our coverage of Montana PBS's efforts to bankroll its operations in light of recent funding cuts. In July, the president signed a bill into law permitting spending cuts to various government programs. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting was targeted by those budget cuts. They lost $1.1 billion, leading to them to announce that they would shut down. The allotment of funds for the corporation will officially end in less than a week on September the 30th. The CPB helped fund Montana PBS, and when the news broke in July that the CPB would be defunded, Montana PBS announced that they'd experience a budget cut of about $1.8 million starting this October. Montana PBS said that's nearly 20% of their current annual funding. Now, to help bridge the gap, Montana PBS is hosting a fundraising concert. The concert, Melodies for Montana PBS, is scheduled to start at 7 p.m. on October the 23rd. It's happening at the Ellen Theater in downtown Bozeman. Admission starts at $125 per person. A group of donors has already pledged a $900,000 gifting match, meaning they'll match dollar for dollar every contribution from the public until they reach the fundraising goal. In Bozeman, the ongoing Unified Development Code process just hit a milestone. The latest draft has been published for public review. Alex McCullum has been digging into it to bring us the details.
It's been a multi-year-long process to create this document that will guide development and land use as Bozeman continues to grow. Many of the latest changes focus on zoning regulations like what buildings can go where, how tall they can be, and how many units they're allowed to have.
We got some resistance to the original ideas, and so we went back to the drawing board and said, how can we protect the neighborhoods that exist now and still build a bright future that uses land efficiently as we grow?
The original RA zone is now separated into lower and medium density zones, which specify whether they allow single-family homes, apartments, townhouses, or other forms of housing. The lower density zones have also established maximum building heights. Many of these efforts have focused on maintaining neighborhood character.
The balance has been, how do we provide more access for more people while not impacting the quality and the perception of the neighborhoods that exist now.
The city made revisions in the wetland section of the UDC as well. Mayor Terry Cunningham says they increased building setbacks from wetlands and made requirements more stringent for construction in and around wetlands.
Wetlands are the sort of the kidneys of our system, and we want to make sure that there's connectivity and that they're doing the filtering job that's necessary. We can still grow and grow in a responsible manner that protects our natural spaces, and I think that was reflected in the wetland code as well.
The latest draft of the UDC is available for review online. The city's hope is to have the final vote on the final draft in December. Reporting in Bozeman, I'm Alex McCollum, NonStop Local.
All right, Alex, thank you very much. We now turn our attention to Missoula, where city council members are letting voters decide who will fill the Ward 1 vacancy this November.
Council is following the will of the people. Like that, it makes perfect sense to say we are going to appoint whoever wins the election to fill the vacant seat. There's nothing more democratic than that.
The move defers to voters instead of making an interim appointment. The debate now is to either seat the apparent winner once results are clear or wait for the county's canvass and certification.
Certificate of election from the elections office, and once you have that certificate, you're legitimately going to be the holder of that office as a result of the election. And I think it was a mistake to get someone sworn in to that seat for the remainder of this existing term without having gone through that canvass process first.
Voters decide in November. After that, the council plans to appoint the winner to finish the term, and of course we will post key updates and what Ward 1 residents can expect in the meantime.